Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We're going to make breakfast this morning. I hope you are having an awesome Saturday. Happy Saturday to you. Welcome to Cook with Coach. For those of you who are new to this group, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Lavondalyn Watson-Sandkits, also known as that fire coach to most of the world. I have a coaching practice where I help entrepreneurs of faith to build their businesses. And as a part of that coaching practice, I have very long days and very long nights. And so sometimes I don't have time to make big, elaborate meals. And that is why I became a consultant with Epicure, because these meals are literally 20 minutes or less. I love that. I love that. They're also so very easy that even my husband can make them. So on the nights where I coach my 12-week business school, he cooks dinner. He cooks dinner for himself, and I don't have to worry about whether or not he eats, right? Otherwise, I would have to worry about whether he's eating gummy bears and freeze pops and all the sugar, right? So I am happy that Epicure allows him the flexibility to be able to make really good food really fast, and it does the same for me. So thank you so much for joining this live today. I'm going to make something that I believe you can make in your own kitchen for your family, and it's going to be quick, fast, and in a hurry. Now, I gave you guys some options, right? I gave you guys some options, and I allowed you to vote on what you wanted to make for this class, and you all decided on breakfast. You wanted to make breakfast. So today we are going to do a creamy grits along with a panko-crusted fried salmon. Listen, that is the perfect Saturday or Sunday morning breakfast. And so that's what we're going to make today. It's going to be done in 20 minutes or less. That is a promise. And in the meantime, I will share some Epicure seasonings and meal solutions with you and encourage you to order these solutions for your family so that you too can get food on the table fast, and that food can be good and high quality. Amen? We need that. Yes, we are taking care of the temple. Yes? Awesome. Okay, so let's get started. Hi to everybody who is here. I see there are some people watching. The husband is on the chat. He's moderating. So if you have questions or you have comments along the way, he's going to share those with me, and I'm going to entertain those while I cook. So let's get started. Let's get started. First things first, we want our pans hot and ready for us, not the other way around, right? Okay, so the key here is making a creamy grit. Now, I know that some of you are Southern like me. I grew up in the South. I grew up in Charleston, South Carolina, and that is like the capital of grits, right? We eat grits all the time. Now, I didn't grow up eating them. I didn't like them until I started making them myself. Why? Because I could make them savory and creamy. Listen, these grits are delicious. So if you've been looking for a recipe on how to make your grits even better, this is it. So what I have here is I have got some chicken broth or no chicken broth. If you are vegetarian, you can certainly use no chicken broth, right? So we've got some broth here. It's about a half a cup. And I also have some milk, also a half a cup. Now, I try to decrease my dairy as much as possible. So this is actually an oat milk, super creamy, right? But use whatever you use typically in your family. This combination is going to give you an amazingly creamy grits. Now, I know the back of the packet tells you to use water. Don't use water. Do not use water. You want to add flavor and you want to add creaminess. So I'm going to combine a half a cup of broth along with a half a cup of milk in order to be the base for our grits. Now, grits they are starches, right? Just like potatoes, just like rice, just like corn, corn chowders, any of those things that are starches, they require salt. Now I know you're saying, okay, you just put a broth in there. Do you need extra salt? Yes, because again, starches require a lot of salt. These grits are going to release a lot of starch, and they're going to be fresh if you do not season the water. So I'm going to add just a little bit of salt to this base, and we're going to add some butter, and we're going to let that come to a boil. That's going to make you the best grits you've ever had. I promise you. I promise you. Okay, so let's get the butter in the pot. I'm using a vegan butter here, just because that's what I use here, but use whatever you like. So I'm going to put the lid on that and let that come to a boil. And we're going to let that come to a boil, and then we'll add our grits. I have about maybe a quarter cup of grits here. My husband's not a huge fan of grits, and so I'm probably going to eat all of this myself. So a quarter cup is probably about one serving, maybe a little bit more. I have it in my Epicure bowl. These are 1 cup prep bowls. These bowls are so convenient. You can use them as you're prepping your vegetables for your stir fries. You can use them as you're prepping your vegetables for anything that you're making, actually. They're perfect for, eating desserts like puddings and, any other kind of desserts that you have. You can put them in the refrigerator. You can put them in the oven. If you wanted to make like some lava cakes or something, they're perfect for that. They're good for the oven up to about 400 or 450 degrees. They have a silicone top, and so you can bake in them, you can freeze them, you can put them in the refrigerator. They're so convenient. They come in a set of 4, right? So make sure you grab a set. Now I've got some grits in here. We're going to put that in the pot and let those simmer while we prepare our salmon. Now you guys chose a salmon that's fried. And I know what you're thinking, like I always talk about healthy food, right? And I'm actually going to fry the salmon. Yes. And so what we're going to do is we're going to crust this salmon, and then we're going to fry it in a grapeseed oil. Now, why do I tell you that? Grapeseed oil is very, very important because you want an oil that has a high smoke point and that has a mild flavor, but also doesn't have trans fats, right? So make sure you're using a good quality oil when you fry in. That helps to keep this a little more on the healthy side. So we're going to season this up a little bit, and I'm going to use, let's see, I'm going to use that same salt and some pepper, and I'm going to show you how to bread this in a way that's going to give you the perfect crunchy coating. So just a little salt, not much, because as you see, the coating, or as you will see in a second, the coating is going to be full of flavor. Do not ever bread your protein in a coating that you have not personally seasoned. Why do I say that? Because sometimes they tell you in the store it comes seasoned, but really, it doesn't. It doesn't. So just make sure that you have seasoned your coating yourself, and always season both sides of your fillet. Hey everybody, come on in. It's good to see you guys. Good to see you. Thank you for joining me this morning. So my salmon is already seasoned, and what we're going to use today is maybe a breadcrumb that you've never seen before. It's called Panko. It's a Japanese breadcrumb. You can get it from any of your grocery stores. We actually get it from a local Japanese market here locally. And so it's just a lighter breadcrumb. It's very light and it's super crunchy. So it's good for like butterfly shrimp. It's good for like salmon fillets. It's also good for like chicken tenderloins. Anything that you want to make that's going to have that super crunchy crisp. So we're going to add to this. This is our roasted garlic aioli. Now this could be made into an aioli dip by adding it to a mayonnaise with some other seasonings, but we're going to use it as just roasted garlic today. So we're going to add about a quarter teaspoon of that to our panko. I'm also going to add CCB. Now you might be wondering, okay, what is CCB and why are you adding all this stuff to the coating? We want that outside coating to be not only crispy and crunchy, but full of flavor, yes? So I'm gonna tell you exactly what's in here in just a second. I wanna make sure I get my grits in the pot. Perfect, the water is boiling, or the base is boiling. And we're going to put the grits in there and just give that a stir. And then I'm going to drop that down to about a medium and let that simmer. Awesome. So our grits are going. That's going to be done in about maybe 8 or 9 minutes. And so what we're going to do is we're going to add CCB. CCB has all the things in it. It is going to take this salmon to the next level. It has got Parmesan cheese. It's got chives. It's got all kinds of herbs and seasonings. It also has a vegan bacon. So it's going to have that smoky flavor as well. It's got all the things. And we're going to put this in the crust. So the crust is going to be cheesy and smoky. Listen, this salmon is going to be off the charts. If you want this, it's on my website. The link is included in the description of this video. And so you can use this CCB as its own dip. You can use it to season tons of other things. Again, it's got bacon or imitation bacon. It's got oil. It's got yeast extract. It's got Parmesan cheese, onion, all kinds of black pepper, all kinds of good stuff, right? And of course, anytime you see that E, you know that it's good and good for you. You don't have to worry about it having anything in it that is not good for you. So we're going to toss this just a bit and get it all coated. Hey everybody, good morning. I see Sarah is watching. Hi Sarah, good to see you. Tasha said, you taught me that. What did I teach you, Tasha? I love cooking with you in the kitchen. I hope that when I come to Charleston this upcoming month that we can get together in the kitchen and cook something. Hi Tanya, good morning. Awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my salmon fillet that I've already seasoned here, and I'm just going to put it in this panko that I just seasoned. And you want to coat it really nice. You want to make sure it's got a good coating on it. Y'all, this is going to take no time at all. Like, those grits are going to be done in just a minute. I think I might actually fry an egg to put on top. Who likes breakfast for dinner? Sometimes I don't like breakfast for breakfast. I don't typically eat breakfast. I usually will have a green juice or something really light and then I head straight to the office. But I love breakfast for dinner. It's nothing for me to make some pancakes at night or, you know, to make a Belgian waffle for dinner. So this would be a great dinner as well as a great breakfast. Okay, so this looks good. This is coated well. And so we're just going to add a little bit of oil, the same grapeseed oil, to a pan, and we're going to get ready to fry this up. If you have any questions, put them in the chat, and I will be more than happy to answer them. I'm going to put a little butter in the back pan because I'm going to drop an egg in there. We're going to add just a little extra protein to this breakfast. Perfect. I've got an organic egg here. I'm just going to go ahead and crack it and we're going to fry it up. Now I'm also going to add this CCB to flavor the top of the egg. Now you might wonder, Coach, why are you doing that? Because you want to tie the flavors of the entire dish together. So if I'm flavoring my salmon with a particular seasoning, you want to flavor everything else with that same seasoning, yes? Just to make that punch when you eat it. So that's what we're going to do with this egg. All right. Great. So just a little on the top. You can't get any better than bacon and eggs, right? You cannot get any better than bacon and eggs. Now, I am finicky in that I like my yolk broken. I know some of you like fried eggs and you like it fried on both sides with yolk intact, or maybe you like it sunny side up. God forbid. Lord, no. I'm going to fry it all the way through, but I like to break my yolk. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to let that go. Our pan is hot and ready for us. So I'm going to put this presentation side down in the pan. Now you might be wondering why. Why do you put it presentation side down? I always promise to give you guys hacks, right? I always promise to teach you guys how to cook like a pro in your kitchen. So I'm going to put this presentation side down because that's when I'm going to get the best sear, the best browning, the best crisp, right? Once I do that, then on the top, when I flip it over, it's going to have a perfect golden brown crust. That's the side that you want to put presentation side up on your plate, right? That's the side that you want everybody to see. It's going to be beautiful. And like I always tell you, I eat with my eyes. Perfect. Good. So how do you know when salmon's done? How do you know? I know if you've watched my classes, you should know the answer to this. How do you know when it's time to flip it and when it's finished? When you have your salmon in the pan, you want to look at the sides to see. Once it turns opaque halfway through, then you know it's time to flip it. Don't flip it before then. Listen, I know some of you are flip happy. You're using that spatula and you're flipping and flip. Don't flip it before then. Make sure that it gets a nice golden crust on that bottom. It's opaque halfway, and then you can flip it over and make sure that the other side gets cooked through. You don't want a salmon that's fully well. You want it about 2/3 of the way cooked. Once you pull it off of the heat, it's going to continue to rise and that center will cook for you. Now, let's stir our grits. Yes, they're looking good. Nice. I'm going to drop this down to a low and just let that simmer. Awesome. Okay, so while that is going, it's going to take about maybe 7 minutes or so, and we'll be done. That egg's going to be finished in just a minute. I'm going to chop up just a little bit of, this is fresh parsley. Now, why am I using fresh parsley? The last time I posted a picture of grits with fish and fresh parsley on top, all of my southern people freaked out. They don't like anything on their grits. Don't make it fancy, right? Like just keep it with butter or keep it with cheese. But I am an ex-chef, right? So I have to make sure that this plate looks amazing. And like I always say, I eat with my eyes. And so you want to make sure you take the time to make your dinner look amazing. It's already going to be healthy and clean because it's Epicure, right? But you might as well go ahead and put in just an extra effort to make it pretty and put it on the table in front of your husband or in front of your children, in front of yourself, because you are worth a beautifully plated meal, yes? And so we're going to just add a little bit of chive or a little bit of fresh parsley over the top just to make it look pretty. Hey everybody. Hi, those of you who are coming in, hello. We're cooking some salmon and grits this morning. Now, it might be afternoon for you, right? I am in the Midwest, I guess, and so I'm in mountain time, but you are probably in Eastern Standard Time, which is perfectly fine. It's afternoon for you guys. All right, so I'm going to flip my egg and then I'm going to turn it off. So it's fried and I'm just going to let it steam a little bit to get that yolk cooked through. And we're going to lay that right on top of the grits and put our salmon, our fried salmon, right on top of that. It's going to look so pretty. So pretty. Okay, so our salmon is ready to be flipped. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it carefully so that it doesn't break. Pretty. I wish you could see the golden on this salmon, and we're going to let that finish up and then we're going to plate. So in the meantime, I want to share with you just a few things. I'm going to move my cutting board so that you can see. I want to share with you just a few of my Epicure products. Now, I had to go and get this fancy little, I don't know if you guys can see it, this fancy little plastic container because I did not have enough space I was running out of space in my pantry, and so I had to go get something to help me to organize it. I got this idea from Janae Taylor. Janae, if you are watching, shout out to you in your organizing brain. But I went and got this because I needed to organize some of these meal solutions. But what I want to show you is just a few of the things that that Epicure makes available to you. If you are trying to eat healthier, you are trying to put better foods in front of your family, if you are, maybe struggling with an illness like diabetes or hypertension and you're trying to change your diet, if you are trying to lose weight and you're trying to eat just a little healthier, whatever the case may be, maybe you just want to go to clean living, right? Everything's clean. Your food's clean. The things that you put, that you use to clean your house are clean. The things that you put on your body, your toiletries clean, everything's clean, and so you're moving to clean eating, then that's awesome. Epicure is an excellent solution for you because everything that this company makes is clean. Everything that this company makes is good and good for you. You don't have to worry about artificial flavorings or artificial colorings, artificial sweeteners, none of that. These things are whole and good for you. So we have things like cha-cha chili, right? Cha-cha chili. If you love chili, the winter is coming. My husband's a chili lover, so we made sure to stack up on that. We also had the Cajun chicken stew, which is kind of like a gumbo. I think I'm going to make that tomorrow. You can put chicken, you can use it with sausage and shrimp and make it seafood. You can remix these any way you want. I have like a hollandaise sauce. Now, I'm a sauce girl, and I like to put sauces on everything, but not on grits. So we're not using a sauce today. Oh, this salmon looks amazing. That's coming along good. Our egg is off, and our grits are finished. Our grits are finished. Nice. Perfect. Yes. That's so good. I'm going to add just a little bit more butter, and then I'm going to loosen it up just with a tiny bit of water because I don't like a thick grit. Unless I'm making grit cakes. Then I like it thick. Just a little bit of water. Perfect. Yes, that's it. That's it. So I'm going to turn that on super low, my lowest setting, because those are done. Okay, salmon's almost there, maybe another 60 seconds. And so I would love for you to try these meal solutions with your family. Try them, like place an order for just a few to see how you like them. I promise you, you will come back for more. That's exactly what happened to me. I placed an order with a friend of mine just to support her, just to be a blessing. And I got these meal solutions and we fell in love with them. My husband and I both fell in love with how fast these meals come together and how clean these seasonings are. And so we have meal solutions, we have regular seasonings like your garlic and herb, your buffalo seasonings, your lemon pepper seasonings, all of these things that you can make with, your protein at home. The only thing that you've got to have on hand is protein and vegetables, right? So if you've got protein and vegetables, which you buy in your groceries all the time, you can make these meals at home. It will drastically decrease your grocery bill. My grocery bill literally has probably come down about 30 to 40% since I have been using these meal solutions. So I would love for you to try them. I think you will love them. Okay, so now I think my salmon's good. Yes, we're good. So let's go ahead and plate. I want to show you how easy this is going to come together. Now I'm going to need my cutting board so that you can actually see. Look at how fast this breakfast came together. I'm telling you, your family, they're going to love it. They're going to love it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these grits, which are super creamy. Oh my goodness. Wow, look at that. Where are all my southern people? Where are all my southern people? We're going to take these creamy grits, and remember I made these with chicken broth and also just a little bit of milk instead of using water. Why? Because it's going to give you a creamier grit. So we're going to put the grit down, or some grits down, and then I'm going to take this egg and I'm going to lay it right across the top. Here, let's put it this side up so you can see the bacon. Now that egg is seasoned with our CCB, which is our cheese. It's a seasoning or a dip mix that has 2 different kinds of cheese, a cheddar cheese, a Parmesan cheese, and it has bacon. So it's CCB, right? And it's got tons of garlic and herbs and all kinds of seasonings in it. You can put it on popcorn, you can put it on rice, you can put it on eggs, obviously. You can make it as a dip itself. It's so flavorful and so good. So we're gonna sit that right there on top. And then we're gonna lay our salmon on top of that. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but look at the crust on that baby. It's so nice. Now, I know you're gonna be tempted to use your tongs to move this salmon. I've heard so many people say, why does my fish always break? Because you don't have a fish spatula. Use a fish spatula. It's elongated so that you can get the fish out of the pan without breaking your fillets. Again, we eat with our eyes, right? So it's gotta be good, it's gotta be flawless. So we're gonna take our fish spatula and we're gonna lay this right across the top. Yes. Yes. That looks so good. And then I told you that I made some parsley just to make it look pretty. And we're gonna sprinkle some parsley right over the top. And breakfast is ready. Look at that. I don't know if you can see how beautiful this plate is, but I'm ready to dive in. If you put this in front of your family, they will devour it. It's got the smokiness from the bacon and the cheesy crust that really isn't a cheese sauce. It just has tons of cheese in that coating. It's also got egg and grits, you know, so Southern, right? So good. And those grits are creamy as all get out. Listen. If you are Southern, you got to have the right plate of grits in front of me, right? Or I'm not going to eat it. That is perfection. I cannot wait to dive into that. So this was a quick class, right? You guys chose breakfast. I made breakfast for you. Hopefully you will take some of these tips into your own kitchen and make a creamier pot of grits, and you will add some of these seasonings like our garlic aioli, which is good for everything. I put it in almost anything. And then also our CCB, which has, you know, cheddar and Parmesan and that bacon, smoky bacon flavor. That's a great addition. And some of these meal solutions that I shared with you, this company cares about you. And I know that's hard to believe in these days, but it really does. It makes food that's good for you and good for your family, and it cares about the amount of time you spend in the kitchen. Let's cut down that time to about 20 minutes or less. That still allows you to get a healthy meal on the table in front of your family. Amen to that, right? I'm in. Are you in? Today is almost the last day of the month. If you are ordering an Epic box, I want to give you a quick reminder. You have to place that order today or tomorrow in order to meet the delivery for August. Otherwise, you'll have to wait until September. And remember, the Epic Box has 7 meal solutions. It has 1 surprise in there. It has 1 dip mix and 1 seasoning as well. And it is a subscription. So you at least 7 days a week or for the month, you do not have to worry about what am I going to cook. It's already been delivered to your mail. I love it. So if you're going to get an Epic box, make sure you place that order today. If you are wanting to order any of these seasonings and any of these meal solutions, you can also place that order today. I have put the link in the description box. Thank you so much for joining me for this class. I'm going to go eat these grits before they get cold. I hope you guys have a fantastic Saturday. Take good care. God bless you. And thank you so much for cooking with Coach. Have a good day. Bye-bye.